Welcome back, everybody. This is Grace. We are back. Very excited today. We've got part 3 of the final Solstice, the breakthrough. We're going to be playing it on this level 135 adventure, strength only. I'll probably yap a little bit while we get to the monsters, but for now, let's read. Rubicon Keep Strategy Room. While war secretly marches through the streets of Rhiannog, the most ruthless legates of the Rubicon legions are called to strategize against the cult. The most ruthless. I think these guys are gonna die, but because in the last quest, you may not remember, but there was this detail where they were talking about like how like one or two leaders, but not like the full leader, not war, but like semi-leaders, they were like being cruel and like killing people and whatnot to the excess. So I think they're gonna get murked eventually. We'll see if that happens now. That's the last of the cohorts we can be confident in suspecting of subversive behavior. We can make examples of those who are too soft on likely rebels and supporters later. But now, see, like, that's something a villain says, you know? And, like, we're not actually the villains as war because we are doing good things, you know, for the greater good and whatnot. But, like, actually for the greater good, not like how a villain would say for the greater good. So I think Thorvald, his days are numbered. Let's just say his days are numbered. Our orders are to root out cult infiltration. Focus on cohorts with potential moles or suspicious failures against it. All of our suspects fall in one of two groups. The first are those stationed in forts we built near both major settlements and former dwarf outposts. The latter had set up isolated camps near where other cohorts found recruitment activity. That gives us a map of the settlements that have been feeding the enemy numbers and cohorts that are either compromised or too soft to stop this from happening. Enough wrist slaps. Shoulder the commander's burden. Interrogate our soldiers. Before there's time for moles to give us away, find their contacts among the civilians. Okay, now Baikal. He's got horns. Is he a demon? A dragonborn? I don't know. Whatever. You speak of exacting punishment, as if you were being precise with it, but you would have us shake down every building of every last cult-influenced hamlet. Legate Thorvald, I respect your enforcement of loyalty to the legions, but this situation exceeds the scale you've excelled at. You are right in that this requires that we take initiative, however. We can wait for the will of war, or recognize that we have been recalled to the protection of Rubicon Keep to solve a sensitive problem, one that exceeds the scope of the orders left by war. It's time we conquer these settlements, drive out any clear cult activity, smother subtler influences, and secure subjects of cult interest. Protect most, use volunteers as bait for moles and spies. And okay, now we got... I'm not saying that name. Lieutenant Homie. Legate Homie. We'll call you Homie because you have the haircut that I like this haircut. I think it was a custom face. I'm not sure. Anyways, enough, listen to yourselves. Speaking of the commander's burden and loyalty to the legions, to excuse straying from the will of our god, your overreach should shame you. We each joined the Rubicon legions because we understood that the new god of war was our best shot at bringing order to the endless squabbling of our lands. We accepted this vision. See, like, it is for the greater good, allegedly. Loyalty to the legions is irrelevant when it challenges your loyalty to war. Our god commanded that the common people be left alone after passing the test. You would take pride in ignoring that? You take pride in ruthlessness, but would fuel it only with the weak. If you wish to be ruthless, then let's get this over with. We focus on the armed forces we have so far only contained. Assimilate the Guardian Order, Adventurers, and Mercenary Corps. Bring all who don't break under our banner, and our god will return from their mission to find the surface free of the cult stain. Not even our guards tolerate your grandstanding. Interesting. Is that what happened? Oh, okay. Now, if you and the horse you rode in on can settle down, I'll get this insubordination sorted. The Praetorians here don't serve us, you fool. They're the First Legion's vanguard. If they're gone, then its tribunes need reinforcements. Interesting. So it seems like Legate Homie is not going to get murdered. Wonder if they fixed this bug. They probably didn't. Let's see. Legate Homie, probably not going to get murdered because she's all like, we shouldn't just be killing everybody. That is unethical. And, the other two might be cooked. The second one might not be cooked. But, what misc do I even use for this? Probably Ring of Precision? Yeah. Yeah, we got the adventurers, so these are going to be some slow fights. The videos have slowed down. I think I leaked this on Discord, so I'm happy. I don't normally like say stuff in my personal life, but I think I've leaked this already because I'm afraid of getting doxxed. It's a bit of a paranoia. Just like, it's so inconvenient to get doxxed. And like, who would dox a 300 sub Adventure Quest YouTuber? I don't know. They didn't fix this bug. What a bummer with the fragile. Look, it's negative, so it heals you, but then when it goes away, it's like you lost that end, so it's like a permanent damage thing. Watch. Yeah, now I'm at 500 with no fragile. So I'm not going to heal it back for the next fight. Anyways, I'm a little paranoid about giving away personal information, but I think I leaked it on Discord already. The fact that I'm a teacher. This is going to be dicey. The fact that I'm a teacher. So I'm happy leaking it here as well. We'll just heal up with a potion. What element do we want to attack with? Light or wind? We use Golden Summoner, because why not? And we will Fairy Godmother up, I think. Actually, we'll use Liquid Courage as well to reduce that incoming dark damage. But anyways, I'm a teacher. School year started. Damn, I'm busy. Lots of hours every day. So I started working like 2 weeks ago full time. I mean, I was working a lot before that, but it kicked into high gear about 2 weeks ago. It's going great, but super busy. Not too much time for Adventure Quest. So these videos are going to be a little harder to make. It's going to be harder to make high quality, long form videos. It's going to be hard to make highly edited videos. Not impossible, but it's going to be harder for me. I'll have to adjust if I'm going to make them. But yeah, so that's where I've been. I'm excited for this quest. I heard there wasn't a boss monster, and like, I get it. Maybe they're... Well, I mean, to be honest, I'm a little concerned with the pace of the releases. Because like, if they're not fixing the donos, like, my basic take is that they had a big ambition with the Lucky Strike rework, and it seems like Ianth has been working on that for 3 months, and we, the player base, have seen very little in terms of results. Obviously, Hypercrit status was changed, but none of those Hypercrit items are adding any crit chance, well, to my knowledge. As of 2 days ago, Dragon Talon wasn't adding any Hypercrit, or adding any crit chance. But so like, the most logical thing to me is that they're devoting one developer to a really big project, and Ianth has been working on it for months, and so all the other releases are falling behind. So the dono sets, they're not finished. That's not true. Rubicon might be finished. I mean, I don't think it is, actually. I think it's still pretty bugged. But the other dono set certainly isn't, because the crit items don't give you any crit chance. They don't have the crit lean. That's the whole cool thing. I mean, I think the crit lean is dog, because it's just like, it's a lean. It doesn't actually change your outgoing impacts. But that's just my personal opinion. There's obviously good things about it. I'm very much oversimplifying. But anyways, so that's my take. Is like they bit off a really big project, and now all the other releases are kind of suffering as a result. Like, I mean, I'm gonna scroll back a little bit. Let's see what items came out. Yeah, they didn't have any info subs for a while. I mean, they're just probably busy. Like I say, hey, look, my job has got me working a lot. Probably the same for them, to be honest. But, oh, I'm not watching this cutscene. Thank you. Use the giant mech to just win every fight. Thank you. Thank you. That is what should be happening. Yeah, who the hell is that? Is that Cyrus? Hollow, hold on. Let me help. You cannot help, dog. Any problem the giant mech can't solve, you most certainly cannot. I wasn't narrating, sorry. Hollow he was like, let me help, Hollow, and Hollow's like, hell no, dog. You're not made for this, which is true. You weren't made for these streets, he told Gaspar. This is no mere ward, it's Warzone power. I can damage it, but it'll take everything I have. Maybe you should throw the damn giant mech at it. I don't know, just thinking. In time we don't have, I'll give you covering fire and keep the army away. Go on before I cook my shields. Alright, another Dreamless Berserker. I'm getting real tired of you. Yeah, it's like, another example of a bug that was never fixed. This guy's still bugged. and he was bugged on release 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Bugged now. It's very, I mean, it's a very easy bug. It's just fixing a negative sign. But hey, listen, who am I to nitpick? They've got bigger things to do. Because if they fix this, then I'd probably be like, well, why didn't they fix the Rubicon bug? Oh, you know, like I'm just picking and choosing my battles. But why are you doing 0 damage? Damage reduction, of course. I don't think I have a. I mean, Retro Frog's Art is 1 hit. It's a little suboptimal. I think I went through this exact thing 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago when I did that quest, which is a little humorous, but you do 0 damage too. That's surprising. I would have thought 1 hit would have been enough. That is quite surprising. Huh. Another one. Yeah, I might die unless he actually fragiles me and full heals me. So we'll go Fairy Godmother. Also, I'm pretty sure this bleed is well, no, I'm actually not. I was gonna say I think the bleed is doing too much damage, but I don't know if that's actually true. I'd have to like actually crunch some numbers. Power 9 bleed, yeah, that might be doing too much damage. 0.9 power bleed on a second in 1 turn. Okay, let's hope he inflicts fragile here. Oh, am I gonna die? You can't tell that I'm smiling into my non-existent webcam. Oh man. Let's look at the battle log for that. You saw me go to 0, right? You might, if you weren't watching the health bar. My health bar went to 0. I lost the roll against the fragile. The fragile is negative. Healed me to 1500. Just a little funny. Not a terrible evil thing, but I think that's pretty funny. Of course, now I'm gonna have that problem where the fragile obliterates me. Oh, I'm getting cooked. Power 5 bleed. Oh hell no, I'm dead as hell. Is there anything I can do to fix that? I mean, I've only got 250 stats, so it's not that surprising. I'll just drink a potion and pray, I guess. I could go Myrmidon Crest for a little more healing. We're gonna die, but it's fine. We're not gonna die. Did I resist the bleed? No. Maybe we survive. Maybe we survive. We didn't survive. Alright, I'm gonna redo this on my main character. I'll skip to this part. So that you don't have to wait and watch, but I lost to a basic monster on a yulgar only account. I mean, I could have played it different, but not really. That's a strong bleed if you have no endurance. Very cool. Love to see a well-made monster that can do some real damage. I think the bleed can't be I don't know, because the first one only did 0.3, the second one did 0.9, then it went up to 5 after like how many turns? A couple. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta try and figure out how that bleed is stacking. It's cool though. I'm a fan. But anyways, I will see you in a few minutes, and you will see me in a few seconds, and I'll be at the same point in the quest on a different account. Alright, we're back to, I think the same fight. Maybe one fight ahead, maybe one fight behind. But we're just blasting through it in Necromancer. There's really no reason not to if you're a mage, and if you're not a mage, you're a warrior or a ranger. Which means there's no reason not to be blasting through it in H-Series. Very effective. The first legate's perimeter was bypassed. You have to move to the barracks. Suit yourself. I'll meet this threat face to face. I'll flay the guards myself. Out of the way. Okay, that's kind of, as the young people would say, he's got aura pulling up like that. They shouldn't be hard to find. I've already piled your soldiers outside the door. Such a light security detail. I thought this was supposed to be a trap. Your god isn't such a terrible planner. So are you? Gaspar, move. Get the blasted vanguard back in here. This isn't a close quarters fight. Legate by call. Such a pleasure to finally meet you. Before war reined you in, you wrought such havoc in Medrovia's border that my family has been looking forward to meeting you. Xerxes will be envious. Though, that would make you legal Thorvald. I know just enough about you to have sympathy for your underlings, and you would be? Yeah, whatever. I'm not... Egarn? I don't know. Second Legion, you don't need these glorified politicians. Face me. No, I do. The most treacherous leaders. Infamous of the Rubicon Legions. Infamous even among your peers are all in one room, and your god is nowhere in sight. That's a hard bar. I hate to say it, that's a hard bar. I fancy myself a man of reason, but I wouldn't miss this dance for the world. And then he goes stabby stabby, I guess. Ignore the sound effect. I had a long day. Oh, look, he's dressed up. I forgot. When you use this Necromancer Misc item in the Necromancer armor, it dresses up your little guy. How fun. Guy hit like a truck. I got like a 1k barrier. Like an 800 barrier, maybe. Yeah, this guy does hit quite hard, actually. I forgot, but he does have that, he does do a lot of, oh, nice. He does do a lot of damage. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Gaspar pulling up, flexing on people, ego tripping people. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Maybe Gaspar isn't such a brokey after all. Oh my gosh, he... he just off-screened their asses. Good chase, but that's you and your wretched peers gone. Now where's the last of you? Gaspar, come in. I was getting worried, but I can hear you monologuing. Stop rocking your communicator and tell me your status already. Sorry, friend. The device is small enough to forget easily. There's a really good joke here, but I can't say it. Hate to see it. I found most of our targets, but there is no sign of war. How is this not baiting her out? God, that's shocked me. Oi, that's expensive to fix. Hollow? Hollow, are you holding up? I'm overloading the shields in the dome configuration so the chains can't wrap around me, but that's forcing me to repurpose all weapon power. Stuck with ballistics and fists until you get here. Dude, again, like you punched out a mountain-sized demon dragon. Your fists are good enough for the job, bro. Like, I'm still kind of annoyed that the giant, like truly giant mecha did not just solve all the problems. But, you know, it's a story. You can't have the giant mecha solve all the problems. I'm not going to pretend it's not a weird thrill to wrestle dragons in this. You already did that! And bigger ones, too. But if you want to get out of here anytime soon, I need you to cut an opening in this trap sometime this week. I would take his advice if I were you. This is the only chance to retreat that I'll give you. We have Panic here. Panic is a good guy. He's one of the good guys. We learned that a while ago. It's like Brontis, I think, from back in the day. That orc guy. Or something, I don't know. That's not his name. His name might be Bronchial. His name's not Bronchial, that's the little part in your lungs, but it stores oxygen and also stores carbon dioxide. But anyways, something like that. Brontis. He fought with Levistria until he was killed by that random red demon. Like, this mech is not losing fights. Who is that? Is that Gaspar? I think we're in the clear. Keep an eye out for the undead. I better not have to fire at anything or the shield will leave you exposed. I think we've left any aerial undead behind. Our Dragonlord friends couldn't be seen even communicating with us, but it looks like they cleared the sky for our retreat. At least one part of this plan went smoothly. Blast, I thought we'd be able to bait war out. I know it took two of you to really expose the old one, but I figured we could really slow her down before the wrath of a god that hasn't betrayed their purpose proved too much for our power. Although your weapon is terrifying, but a direct confrontation would go poorly the moment one of us went down. I mean, listen, that's a big-ass mech. You know? It's like a god-killing weapon if there is one. I'm just saying. Alright, fair enough. Speaking of which, how did they get through your shield when the chains couldn't? It was the creepiest thing. Their inner defenses are going to need a complete remodeling after what I was doing, but there's not much I can do to prevent teleportation. But I had the nav sensors ping me anytime big enemies jumped into the shield, and I'd saturate the spot. They caught on real quick, so next thing I knew they were bursting out of the ground, huge dragons pulling the night down and breathing all over it. Good thing you got here. I was about to have to give up on the shield and just sacrifice whatever limbs got changed so I could fire it with the rest. Sound like War trained their forces to take you extremely seriously. I'm also beginning to understand more of the things you say. That's progress. Hopefully not the only progress we made today. What did you find in there? Our assumptions were half right. It was a trap, but not for us. The most uncivilized of our foes were fallen. Yes, this is what we predicted. I was able to chase them through one of their fortresses. and only one escaped me before Panic caught up to me. I've seen some intelligence on the cult too. So that's the only part I don't get. I might have misread, but I thought that League 8 Homie was actually like not doing too bad. I thought she was kind of bawling, calling them out on their tomfoolery. But I could have misread. I was going quick. This makes my head spin. We spent all this time taking small steps, countering the legions where we could, and when we finally make a big move, it's like the Chosen saw it all coming. I'm not even sure how to put it. You're going to think I'm crazy for thinking this. I'm flying with a massive weapon. Bringing a trap on enemy forces laid by the enemy leader. I'll understand. You feel hurt? Your friend manipulated you? Not that way. It's frustrating. Sure, like I'm fighting the Chosen against an enemy only she can see. Let's go through that info as soon as we land. I need to know what she's doing. There am I, fighting the Eclipse's Sentinel. Ooh! Wait a minute, this is a boss. This is a new monster. Reflects damage dealt as light. Eldritch Bond. Dreams and flesh have been sacrificed to make way for the thorns of something far away. Stunning strikes might shake its inspiration. Increases int and backlash. 415 int, 200% backlash. I assume if I stun it, it'll go down to like 275 and 100%. The Sentinel of the Eclipse's cult is driven by the lure of a sinister power, guarding the sanctums of cult leaders. Okay, let's... I don't really know what element to defend with. What's my armor on? Wind? Do I have, let's go H series so we get initiative for sure. And then do I want to just tank it in Necro and see what happens? But the backlash might kind of cook me, I don't know. Let's undo that. And do I even have a light shield? I think the answer to that question is no. Do I have a light misc? This might be a light misc. It's not. That's not a light misc. We'll be fine. In Necro we trust. Let's see if he attacks with light or dark. Oh, that's light damage. I think we're just gonna blow this guy's balls off, to be honest. Tome of Albora. We're gonna use the intellect boost. Now we have maximum intellect. Just about. We'll go back to this. We will go back to this. We're gonna do one precise, see if that kills us, which it probably won't. Because 200% backlash isn't even actually 200%. Oh, I didn't give myself celerity. That could be a real problem. It's fine. Yeah, not a very hard monster. No boss protections, like no damage cap, plot armor, freedom. But looks sick. Does light damage. We love a light boss because there are like no light bosses. I mean, there are obviously some, but all right, we're almost there. The Eclipse Gate is just ahead. Oh. So that was Claire, our heroine from last episode, who we saved in the Dwarven Mountains after she betrayed the dwarves or something. Here's the weapon. It's Final Judgment. Alright, this is pretty sick. I can't not buy this. We'll quickly grab this up and show you. The info subs are already out. So this weapon is a weapon which can be melee, ranged, or magic. No open shot button. Uh-oh, somebody get on that. No reopen shot button. But anyways, weapon is melee, ranged, or magic. You can toggle it. And it's just a normal weapon, I think. Like basic attacking wise. Let's see what it looks like. It's a little different in each mode. Magic damage. Okay. Let's see if it has a proc. I don't think it does, but yeah, no proc. But what you do is they give you click to unleash the destructive power within your blade and cause burning carnage that leaves lingering burns on your foe's body and spirit. So it's a spell for mages. Is it a spell? Let's see if it's a spell. We can check. If my SP goes down extra after, that means it's triggering mana amplification. I'm gonna turn on this too, just so it spends more SP, so I'll know for sure. Let's see. Looks like it's not a spell. Oh, is it? Looks like it's not a spell. Let's do it one more time just to be sure. No, it is, because he got paralyzed. I just didn't bleed him either time. It's a little strange. Oh, because I didn't turn on double weave. I turned on only the paralyze. My fault. Skill issue, by the way, in that analysis. But anyway, so if it's a mage, it's a spell. If you're a warrior, I think it's a bow type skill. A bow type attack, 100 proc type attack. But it just does about half its damage on a fire burn, and a quarter of that burn is an SP burn. So I think this is pretty nice because it's a way to deal monster damage, or it's a way to deal damage to monster SP. I think it's one of the only really easy to get ways. The other one that might do it is that damn pet. What is it called? Sean's gonna be mad. Oh, didn't mean to open that. Sure hope you guys couldn't see that. Let me find this mushroom. Mucelium, thank you. Sorry to my Fungibushi lovers, I'm a fake fan. I'm not a fake fan, I love this thing, I just couldn't remember. I think drain mode. Yeah, you can have it attack the monster SP, the Mucelium pet. You can't if your no drop is magic, but that's like so easy to change. And like, who uses their no drop on a mage? Lord no drop weapon, specifically. So I think that's fine. But anyway, so this joins Mucelium as one of the pretty easy ways to deal SP damage to monsters. Let's just go up against Nightzard and just see how the burn fares. I think I have Heroic Titan Misk. No, I don't. I have it on another account. Alright, so we went from 2/6. That can't be right. That cannot be right. Hold on. I know I missed one of the hits, but that was like an incredibly weak burn. That can't be right. That's gotta be a decimal point off. Am I on the melee version? No, I got MP cost. Let's... Nah, that can't be right. Is it? How much SP did it lose? 27? Wait a minute. 100% melee, 50% save. Technically it's like a 55%. Hold on. 25 divided by 0.6. 41% melee. Divided by 4 turns. Oh no, that actually could be right. No, it shouldn't. It should be about double, I think. Let me go check the info subs again. I think this item might be underpowered. I think it's half power. But it, like, truly, I'm like really eyeballing these calculations. So give me a second here. You guys are just gonna sit and watch me think, even though you can't watch. Okay, so we got okay, 75. Yeah, that makes sense. Divided by 4, divided by 2. Is it hit count scaled? Dude, What's going on? What's going on? Why does that happen? We're gonna run this test one more time. I think it's half power. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Ring of Precision. I don't even have Ring of Precision. We'll go. Hold on. Let's get some gear boosting just so we win the status scroll almost undoubtedly. Did I hit all my hits? I mean, it's hit count scale. Does each save? Yeah, something's not right. Something's not right. This is like about half the power of the info sub state. Yeah, so the burn should be twice as strong, which is gonna be like not that much. It'll be like less than 100 damage a turn. It'll be more like 50 damage a turn tops. So you know it's a weak way to damage SP, but it is a way to damage SP. It's not like you're not doing other damage too. You have a burn, you have some hits at your spell. There's a lot of really good on spell cast effects like Necromancer, for example. Most of them aren't. Most of them are in the weapon slot, I admit, so that does make it a little harder. But I think the weapon could be pretty handy. Damaging SP can always be really handy. It's nice to have something that's not Underwhelming, because Underwhelmings is hard to get, because, you know, the Wicked King. I mean, it's not actually hard to get, but it's a lot harder to get than this random quest, you know? Just, like, much easier. I'm a fan of the quest. I'm glad we got to see those dudes get chopped up by Gaspar. That was hell. Hey, listen. He flexed. He flexed on him. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not upset. That's some hard-ass lines, too. But I have to play it again and see if that third Legate was, like, actually a bad person or not. Because it looked like she got away. And I would have thought she was the one setting the trap, too. But maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to read more carefully. Reading comprehension issue. Feel free to tell me I'm dumb in the comments and explain what actually happened so that I don't have to go through and read again. Totally your choice. Totally would be down for that. But anyways, that's all for today. Nice little weapon, nice little quest, nice little boss monster. I will see you all later. Spread some peace and love and have a great day. Bye bye.